Got to Indiana, went to our hotel there. Just chilled in the hotel until the next morning. The next morning, I went and got the truck and trailer. And then I went straight to Theo's house. Picked up Theo. Theo then came with us to Tennessee. We checked the truck out, took it for a ride. I fell in love with it, bought it. Theo helped me hook it up, load it up. We went back to Indiana, which we stayed there for the night as well. Fortunately, didn't get to hang out with him as long as I wanted to. But chat, let me tell you this, okay? Let me tell you this. That dude is so real. Theo is so real, chat. Like I ran into a situation where the guy that was buying the truck off of it was a private sale, chat. It was a private sale. So he's like, nah, man, like you got to give me cash. I only want cash because that's how I do things. And I'm like, kind of a shitty situation though, bro, because I live in Canada, and what do you want me to do? Pull out cash here and carry that amount, like that much money on me, like through my trip? That's a big no-no for me, and a big no-no for, you know, crossing the border too. You know what I mean? That's kind of fucked up. You know, that's kind of fucked up. So he's like, yeah, well, that's all I could do. You know what I mean? And I can't just go down to the States and pull up money like that because that's a whole can of worms too, right? Theo hits me up, and he goes, this was already like months ago. He goes, or weeks ago, he goes, yo, doesn't need to be like that, bro. Why don't I can go with you, I can get you the truck, and then you can just hit me up, like hit me back later, right? You know, chat, this truck costed me over 10 grand American, like it was over that. It was, you know, it wasn't, you know, it was up there. And he's like, nah, I got you, like you just pay me back whenever. And I'm like, what? He just offered. And I was like, well, how about I just send you the money now, and then when I go down there, you just pull it out and we good. And he goes, yeah. He's like, yeah, I'll do that. He goes, whatever works. He was just like, yeah. So when I got to his house, he had the cash ready to go. He's like, hey, let's go. I'm like he made it so easy, chat. And that's a real friend right there. Somebody to do something like that for you. You know what I mean? And low-key makes me kind of emotional. You know what I mean? Because like that's, you gotta really trust people. Like it's a big trust thing, right? And like, he trusted, like, he was one that offered first just to buy it and then me to pay him later, right? And I'm like, dude, man, dang. And on top of that, chat, he spent his entire day with us just to hang out. Like, it was a long day, and it was a lot of driving, right? Who wants to sit in a shitty U-Haul truck for that long? He's like, no, I'll come with you guys. He made the trip that much better. You know what I mean? He made the trip that much better. It was over 10 hours sitting in that fucking truck. Just from Indiana to Tennessee, back to Indiana. We got back, it was late and shit. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, I don't know. And I had so much fun, too. Like, we were talking and laughing the whole drive. It was awesome. And, like, to see how he hypes me up all the time and shit. Oh, my God. Like, chat, you guys see the way he hypes me up, like, and, like, when things are happening, like, he's so happy for me. Like, I don't got many friends like that. You know what I mean? I don't like it. It's hard to find real people like that. You know what I mean? He's such a good guy, chat. Like, he's like one of the like greatest people I've ever met. He's a true best friend right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so blessed for him. Like, it's crazy, dude. Yeah, it was fun. I was really sad when we dropped him off. I was really sad when we dropped him off. I was like, fuck. Not gonna see this guy for a while now. Shit. Damn. Yeah. It was a sad drive to the hotel that night. I was like, fuck, I was so bummed. But we went back to the hotel and shit, got some sleep. We got up. I don't remember what time we got up. We got up early. We hit the road. We hit the road and started cruising. It wasn't as early as I thought we were gonna leave like early, like 6 o'clock. So it wasn't early. We got up at like 7. I'm like, Ali's like, oh, we kind of slept in, and I'm like, yeah, let's go. Just for me to realize that there was when me and Theo were at a gas station, we were waiting for Ali, and I was talking to Theo, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell's up with this tire? There was the rubber was peeling off the tire, and you could see the threads, and I'm like, that's not good. And Theo's like, yeah, that don't look good at all. And I'm like, fuck. So we continue with the trip, but I had to go to U-Haul the next morning, and I'm like, guys, look at this shit. And they're like, well, did you get insurance? I'm like, yeah, I got insurance, but like, you guys gave me the truck like this. And they're like, yeah, but like, we kind of like can't like do anything for you with that right now. Like it'd be faster for you just to call and get like roadside with this, you know? And I'm like, fine. I'm like, yeah, I guess I could do that. So I did it. And then like 10 they're like, yeah, 10 minutes later, they're like, yeah, why don't we'll just give you a new truck? And I'm like, okay. I'm like, yeah, that's great. Give me a new truck then. So they're like, hey, but they're like, do you have anything loaded in the back of the truck? I said, absolutely nothing. I'm just pulling this. I'm pulling the car hauler with the truck on it. That's the truck is empty. And then they're like, okay, you got to offload the truck for us to switch. And I'm like, okay, whatever. It's their policy. So I offload the truck. We unhook it, whatever like that. They take the other truck and they give me another one. Okay. So I go, they give me the key to it. Right. So at first this guy is like not going to hook it up for me. Right. Which like, I don't give a fuck. I'll hook it up. But like what the fuck? Right. So I open the door to the truck and I'm like, it just reeked like weed in there. It smelled like hardcore marijuana. I was like, what the fuck? Just like the scent just punched me in the face. I'm like, woo! And I looked and I'm like, it's just whoever had it before was smoking in there and they were just ashing it in there. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, hey, dude. I'm like, come here. I'm like, somebody was smoking in here and they're using the seats as an ashtray, dude. And he goes, oh, it's dirty. I'm like, yeah, it's dirty. He goes, do you want me to clean it up? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I do. I don't want to take this thing like that's disgusting, man. He's like, okay. So he went and cleaned it up the best he could, right? It just, oh God. So he comes back, hook it up. I load the truck up, whatever. And I'm like, okay, let's get the fuck out of here.